Today's fairy tale is another fascinating Palestinian story, and this one is about a man trying to marry his daughter. Follows the same pattern as Donkey Skin, Alalai and an Egyptian story I told a while back called The Girl in the Skin of Leather, but it's still its own special cool version. It's called Sackcloth, and it actually involves gender bending of both our main girl and her love interest. Like usual, it starts with a king, and his wife dies, and he's looking around for a new wife, and no one pleases him except his own daughter. In some versions of this story, it's the wife's fault he wants to marry his daughter because she made him promise to marry someone who looks like her or is as beautiful as her or fits her ring. But in this one, he just wants to. Goes to his daughter one day and she says, "Hello, father," and he says, "Don't call me father, call me cousin," because that would be okay. His daughter is of course horrified and says, "This isn't cool, you're not allowed to do this." So he goes to a judge and says, "Hey, if there's a tree that I've cared for, feeding it and watering it, it's legally mine, right? Or can someone else claim it?" And the judge says, "No, no one else can claim it, it's yours." And he takes that as, "Well, I can marry you." So the girl goes to a sackcloth maker and she says, "I want you to make me a tight-fitting sackcloth that will cover my whole body except my nostrils, my mouth, and my eyes, and I need it by tomorrow morning." So the next day she goes home, puts on this gold and all of this finery her father has bought her, and he's like, "All right, time to get married." And she's like, "Wait, I have to go use the outhouse first." And he's like, "Ooh, you might run away from me." And she's like, "No, I won't. Here, tie rope to my wrist, you keep the other end, and then like you can always tug on it and feel that I'm there." He agrees, and so she goes to the outhouse and ties the rope around a stone. So when he tugs, he feels something there. Then she puts the sackcloth on over her beautiful clothes and she gets the hell out of there. She manages to get out of the city, and at some point she actually runs across her father who's looking for her, and he thinks she's a man, and he's like, "Have you seen my daughter?" And she's like, I can't even see in front of me. I'm sick and poorly in this sackcloth." She ends up in another kingdom and is eating scraps that she finds outside the palace when a servant goes inside and tells the queen, "Oh my god, there's a strange sight outside, a weird man eating all the leftovers." And so the queen's like, "Bring him in." So they bring in our girl. The queen's like, "You look really strange. What's up with you?" And she's just like, "I am the way God made me." And the queen's like, "You got any skills?" And she's like, "No, but like I can peel onions and stuff." And she's like, "Okay, you can stay around and work in the kitchen." So she works there for a while and she's a good worker. Everyone likes her. And one day there's going to be a big party and all the kitchen workers are like, "You want to come with us to come like watch the rich people at the party?" She's like, "No, I don't want to go." But of course, in Cinderella fashion, because these stories are always a little bit Cinderella, as soon as they're gone, she takes off the sackcloth. She's got her beautiful clothes from her previous life and she goes and she dances and gets all the attention and everyone's like, "Who's that strange, beautiful woman?" And then she runs back, puts the sackcloth back on, and no one knows it was her. Well, her mistress, the queen, has a son, a prince. He's super into our girl when he sees her at the party and he's like, "Who is that?" The mom's like, "I don't know." He's like, "She must be coming somewhere from the women's quarters. So mother, put women's clothes on me and say that I'm like the daughter of your sister and I'm gonna hang out with the women and come with you to the next party and see if she shows up." So she does, and so he hangs out with the women pretending to be a woman. They go to the party, our girl shows up, and then when she sneaks away, he follows her and sees her change back into sackcloth. He says, "What? She dwells in my own house and pretends to be some kind of freak?" So the next day he's like, "I only want Sackcloth to come and bring me my meals today." And Sackcloth is like, "Oh no, you don't want me. I'm disgusting. You don't want me to bring you your food." And he's like, "Nope, nope, only Sackcloth." So our girl like avoids going to dinner alone with him by pretending to limp, dropping his food on the stairs, having to go back again. He literally tells her, "This isn't going to get you anywhere. Do not for one moment hope to be excused. You are bringing me dinner and eating with me tonight." She finally gives in, brings in his dinner. He sits down next to her, gets out a knife and slits open her sackcloth. He says, "How long have I been searching for the girl that came to the parties? All this time you've been living under my own roof." He sends for his mother. They call for a judge. They have a marriage contract drawn up. And for 40 days, no one is to eat or drink except at the house of the king. So she marries him and they live happily ever after. In this version, it just ends there. In other versions of this tale type, the dad either gets punished or becomes to repent what he did and gets forgiven. But I like in this one, it kind of doesn't matter anymore what happened in her past, what she was running from, what a horrible thing her father was trying to do, because this is her new life now. As always, check out my book, Dust Spells, A Reimagining of the 12 Dancing Princesses, and my podcast. All the links are in the bio.